Welcome to the warm-up. We are in Darke County, chatting with Versailles head coach Adam Miller. Adam, in your third season here at Versailles, is things starting to become old hat for you?
Yeah, I mean, you make adjustments every year, but other than that, it's the kids are starting to figure out how we do things and the expectations we have for them. So it's starting to get a little more comfortable.
That's great. So looking back on last season, went 3-7 and 3-5 in the MAC. What positives can you take from that season and look to build upon for 2014?
Going 3-7 in our schedule is frustrating, but the one thing we look at, we were in a lot of games. There was 4 games that we lost literally on the last play. So we feel like we're there. We just got to brush a few things up and turn those close losses into wins.
Yeah, a lot of close games, especially in the MAC. How do you learn from those, and do you think those guys gain good experience playing in such tight games?
When you lose, it's usually people kind of expose any kind of weaknesses you have. So it's, we're aware of what those are. We've addressed them all off season, all preseason, and worked to get them corrected by the time we play Salina.
Looking at this summer and into the preseason, how are things going in camp so far?
Good. We've got a good group of seniors. I think they've stepped up leadership very well. Definitely have a team-minded aspect to it. So I think we're young in some positions, but I think we'll shorten the learning curve and be ready to go.
Graduated 13 guys last year. Who are some of those seniors that you're looking to take on leadership roles this year, and have you seen it happen already?
Yeah, we've had Kyle Derringer and Dan Borchers, our captains. They've done a great job stepping up, being leaders, giving positive feedback to the kids, not just all negative. We had, several other seniors have, really seen that it's their time to shine. Jace Bargy, Luke Paulus, and Mitchell Eversole, they've all done a great job of stepping forward and being the seniors they need to be.
How have you seen those guys grow throughout the program now that you've been here for 3 years? Is that rewarding for you to see them grow? And if you can cite some specific examples of their growth.
Yeah, it's good because with this being my third year, a lot of these guys were all sophomores, and to be able to see them bloom as they come up. Kyle Derringer, he started as a sophomore for us and did a good job, but you can see that his experience is paying off and things are coming easier to him. Some of the linemen, Mitchell Eversole and Luke Paulus, weren't the biggest, toughest guys as they were younger, but now that they put the time in the weight room, the stuff's paying off. And also Jace Bargy, he at one point he thought he was too small to play, and he ended up playing very solid for us last year and got second team All-MAC.
You mentioned the weight room. What is the weightlifting program like here at Versailles? Is it 2 days in the gym during the summer and then out here on the field? What's it like?
We go 3 days a week. It's an hour and a half long, and we lift, we condition, we do speed training, agility training. We kind of hit it all and every day for 3 days a week.
And what's the conditioning like? I heard they asked you if they're going to be forced to do something. Did that have something to do with the conditioning?
That's more of the punishment, but the big conditioning here is in the Michigan. It's something that Coach Hetrick started when he was here, and it's a good gauge of where we're at, and we can kind of tell where we need to be conditioning-wise with that drill.
Taking a look at the offense this season, what can we expect at the quarterback position? I know you graduated Nick Miller last year. Do you have someone in line to fill that role?
Yeah, I mean, it's an open position. Jared Niekamp, I'd say right now, is our front runner at the quarterback. He's done a great job. He's put a lot of time in outside of practice in the off season as far as learning throwing mechanics and just trying to understand the offense. So he's done a great job, and we've got a couple other kids, Adam Lyons and Connor Custenborder, are fighting for that job as well.
So that'll be a battle that continues throughout camp?
Yes, yeah, and that's something that we try to preach to the kids. Even if you started last year, don't be comfortable that you're going to start this year, because a year makes a big difference, so you always got to strive to get better.
Playing in the MAC, 3-5 last season, and you've got an opener against Salina. That's a WBL opponent, obviously. What are you looking to get out of the opener before you get into the conference schedule?
That first game is huge. It really sets a tone for the season. So to come out with a win really sets a tone for the season, gets things started off on the right foot. Last year we threw it up at the last play of the game and came up short against Salina. So, I expect it to be another great battle, and hopefully this time we'll come out on top.
And you get into the MAC schedule after that, weeks 8 and 9, Coldwater and Marion local, back-to-back, both defending state champs. That's a difficult part of your schedule, but hopefully by that time you'll be really in stride and in your form, correct?
Right. In the last 2 years, we had 2 tough games with Salina and Valley View, and then we played Coldwater and a Marion local all right in a row. And, I'd rather play those guys later when we've had more time to mature, develop, and sharpen things up.
I'm sure your guys might have a better answer to this question, but do you have a rival in the MAC, or is everyone just right up there at the top?
It seems like it's everybody. I would say definitely Coldwater and Marion are the top 2, but that's the great thing about the league is, every game is a battle, and it's, you've always got some reason why you're, out to get that team. So it's a fun league to play in, the fact that, every game is going to be a battle.
Do you prepare any differently for league games, or is it always about the next opponent?
Well, honestly, our schedule is pretty even across the board. Our 2 non-league games are teams that I think they would do well in the MAC, so it's pretty consistent throughout the year.
You can see Versailles take on Minster on WOSN on September 26th. Time for a break on the warm-up. When we return, Mark Kuntz joins us to talk with some of the Versailles players.
Welcome back to the warm-up as we continue to talk a little Tiger ball here in Versailles, joined now by Daniel Birchers, Kyle Derringer, and Jace Bargy. And guys, you're all seniors. You've been through the last couple of years with Coach Miller. What have you seen change under Coach Miller as he's entering in his 3rd season? We'll start with you, Daniel.
Definitely how practice works. It's definitely always been different. Coach Olin always kind of focused more on the passing, and offense was the big thing with him. And it's been a lot more balanced, so we kind of see that.
Kyle, have you seen changes how you guys prepare even into the summer going into the seasons?
Just more like experience, like knowing what we have to work on for the next year and just continue to get better.
Jace, as you look back to last season, Coach kind of touched on it. You guys were 3-7, but you very easily could have been 7-3. 3 tough losses to end the season. Did that leave a bitter taste in your guys' mouth? Was that something that kind of motivated you then through the offseason?
Yeah. The big thing here is getting to the playoffs. And those 3 games right there, it's huge. That could have made a difference.
Yeah, 17 times Versailles has made it to the playoffs, but last trip was in 2011. Jace, as a senior, I'm sure you want to see this season extend into Week 11.
Definitely.
Kyle, as you take a look at the rest of the MAC, a couple of defending state champs, great history, great tradition in the MAC. Versailles a big part of that. You go up against tough competition week in and week out. Does that ever wear you guys down?
No, I think most of us are excited to go against the competition because if we win, we know that we're up there at the top of the state. Then we're one of the best teams in the state then too.
Daniel, week 1 against Salina. A year ago, it came down to the end. Salina got the victory and unfortunately kind of set the tone for the Versailles season with close losses. You got the Bulldogs coming up in a couple of weeks. What do you guys need to improve on the most between now and then?
I think right now we just need to keep working hard and pushing through, and then I think we'll definitely be ready for Salina.
Kyle, you've been through 2 days for a couple of days now. You've been through these for a couple of years. What do you do to try and keep things fresh? What do you do to try and keep the energy level up through this part of the preseason camp?
Just try to make big plays during like team and all that. Whenever the fresh make big plays or make the first team look bad, celebrate with them, like make them feel good, so they can keep getting happy, like feel good about themselves. Then they'll keep working hard.
Jace, let's talk a little about the youngsters on this team. We know there's going to be some kids that need to step up this year. Have you started to see some of that from the underclassmen?
Yeah, there's a few guys who've really shown what they can do, and heck, they might play a little varsity.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the warm-up, and we come back. More Tiger Ball here on W. Third down here on the warm-up as we continue with Tiger Ball on WOSN, joined by two more of the Tiger seniors, Mitchell Eversole in the middle and Luke Paulus on the end. And Mitchell, what have you seen in camp so far from this Tiger team?
Well, you know, we're a very physical, motivated team. The team aspect has been really amazing this year. You know, we're a team full of close friends, and it shows and it pays off.
Luke, I know you've grown up playing with these guys. You put in a lot of hard work over the years. As a senior, what would you like to see this season play out?
Well, I just like to get a lot of wins and cut those losses down a lot and just play hard and play for each other.
We know we're breaking in a new quarterback this year. You guys are both on the line. Luke, what have you seen out of the quarterback position so far?
I think he's getting better throughout camp and throughout 2 days. He's been making progressions and everything, so I think it's good.
Obviously, you got to replace Damian Richard. He meant a whole lot to this team, to this community. What did you learn from Damian, Mitchell?
Well, you know, Damian played with a very intense passion, and, you know, we're just trying to carry that over into this year, you know, his kind of mentality. And you could see, you know, he made some spectacular catches. That passion really showed through on the field. We're trying to project that same, you know, attitude.
Luke, we know Salina's the game that's circled right now because it's week 1. What other games are you looking forward to this year?
Well, Valley View, because we didn't really put up much of a fight against them last year, and definitely Coldwater. That's circled every year, and Marion, because they've been beating us the last couple of years too. So,
how much bragging, how much trash talk occurs off the field? And you got a bunch of small communities, close-knit communities. I'm sure you probably got some relatives that live up in Mercer County, and there's some Mercer County people with some relatives down here in Darke County. How much does that increase the rivalries between these small schools?
I don't know. I know some guys from Marion, a lot of MAC teams. So I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Trash talk, just talk around and have fun with it.
Is it trash talk or is it respect?
It's much more respect. Yeah.
Mitchell, as a senior, what are some of the ways you've seen this group come together and really lead this program?
Well, you know, I mean, I feel like we have a great balance of, you know, very, you know, straightforward, lead by example people, in combination with vocal, you know, guys who can keep everybody hyped. And I just feel like it's brought us together because we function as a unit rather than playing for each other. We play towards one common goal, which is a very, very valuable aspect, especially in any team sport. So,
Luke, do you think that cohesion, that togetherness is the strength of this team?
Yep, I think that's the biggest thing. I think we lacked that a little bit last year, and so that's getting better this year. So,
all right, I want to thank all of our guests here at Pole Field, right in front of the Hetrick Fieldhouse, for Coach Adam Miller and all of our guests. And Matt Finkel, I'm Mark Kuntz. Thank you for joining us on the warm-up here on WOSN.